the Casa Magna Colorado in Robusto. Hello, I'm Gavin Bertram. Welcome to another fantastic cigar review. Last week I reviewed the Casa Magna Oscuro, and this is the Casa Magna Colorado, which actually came first. And this is the cigar that is a little bit more famous. It got #1 best cigar of the year in 2008, and it got 10th place in 2011. So it got rated a 93 in 2008. Yeah, 93 rating in 2008. If my memory serves, and I think it does. I really like this wrapper because you can tell very easily that it comes from a leaf. Some wrappers are so smooth and so perfectly pristine that to the untrained eye, it just looks like almost paper. Most people who don't smoke cigars, they just assume that a cigar is like a cigarette and it's like paper. But this one, it's a little bit more obvious and noticeable. So this cigar is actually a Nicaraguan Puro. Colorado is referring to the reddish hued color of the tobacco wrapper. It's got a nice Spanish cedar aroma. I think that's because it's been in my humidor for about a year. So I don't know if it came like that or if it's just my humidor Spanish cedar rubbing off on it. But gorgeous looking cigar, and I can't wait to start smoking. So without further ado, let's get it cut up and get going. All right, off the first light, delicious, absolutely delicious. This cigar reminds me of when I first started getting into cigars. It just is, it's got that very just, to me, classic, delicious cigar. It's not a Connecticut shade, it's not a Maduro. It looks like your generic cigar, not too dark, not too light. What you would expect tobacco to look like if you don't know anything about tobacco. You just assume it's brown, right? This is brown. Flavor-wise, I'm getting like a cedary cream off of the first draw. We'll see what it tastes like when it warms up. Anyway, I'll get back in touch with you guys during the first third. Okay, so we are 10 minutes into this cigar. The burn is not perfect. It's a little bit wonky, but I'm not worried about it yet. I think it's gonna self-correct. But besides the burn, which might be totally fine, the draw is phenomenal. Not too loose, not too firm. I couldn't ask for a better draw. The flavors, I would say, are about medium. I'm getting a nice sweet cedar with some leather and a little bit of pepper on the finish. And it's like a warm cedar, like a little bit of heat, some people could say. I would say it's a little bit of a warm cedar. It's not because I'm puffing on it too much. That's different. Then you're like, oh, the smoke is hot. I would say I'm getting a warm, almost flavor, which is a little bit hard to describe. But feeling the stick right now, and it's definitely not, it's not too hot. So it's not like I'm over puffing on it. I think it's just part of the flavor profile. Anyway, off to a great start. I'm gonna keep smoking, and I'll get back in touch with you guys during the second third. All right, so we are 35 minutes into this cigar. So the first third was very much a medium cigar in flavor, and it is completely changed to a very much full-bodied flavored cigar. The first one was like a sweet cedar and a leather with a little pepper, and I would say it's still sweet cedar, but now it's taken some much darker notes with a charcoal and a very, very oily mouthfeel on the finish. So I'm getting sweet cedar, wood with a lot of charcoal. And man, is that oily charcoal finish long. Very delicious, very full-bodied, big transition. As you can see, the burn is great now. I didn't need to touch it up. It completely self-corrected from the wonky first third. Performance is excellent. So I'm gonna keep smoking, and I'll get back in touch with you guys during the final third. All right, down to the nub, as you can see. I'm gonna take the band off now. I've been incrementally sliding the band down so that I can smoke it but keep the band on, but I'm running out of room. Came off very easily, no glue issues. It's starting to get a little bit warm now, so I'm gonna call it. It's been 1 hour and about 5 minutes. A little bit of a fast burner, but not too fast, just probably a typical cigar on the fast side. Oh well, what are you gonna do? The flavors are great, and that's what you're really after. The flavors have really transitioned again, but it's kind of transitioned to like a all-in-one inclusive crescendo. So the first third had some wood and some leather and mixed in with the sweet cedar. It's not really sweet anymore, but I'm still getting that cedar. So there's like a sweet cedar and then there's like a cedar. And in the second third, I was getting a lot of charcoal. And in this final third, I'm getting a little bit of leather from the first third, but also charcoal from the second third, and also a little bit of earth. So cedar, wood, leather, earth, charcoal, it's all coming together. But yeah, overall performance was fantastic. Didn't have to relight it once. The burn is perfect, the draw is perfect, the flavors were great. The strength is very, very mild. I feel like just this tiniest little bit of nicotine, speaking a little bit faster thinking, you know, a little bit faster speaking. That's kind of a telltale sign of nicotine. Nicotine makes you sharp. That's why a lot of people take nicotine gum when they study or when they do a test. I do anyway. It just makes your brain sharp. It's like a cup of coffee, but you can still sleep. So that's great for students. You pop a nicotine gum, boom, 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 study, 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 and then you can go to sleep. So I recommend nicotine gum for a study drug. This is great. I feel just a tiny little bit of nicotine, but no wooziness. I don't need to run to the refrigerator, eat something with some sugar in it to balance out my blood sugar levels or anything like that. All around fantastic cigar. Let's go into final thoughts. So which one do I like more? Do I like the Colorado or do I like the Oscuro? It's tough. It's a tough decision. I'm gonna have to say I like the Oscuro, just by a hair. I like them both, but I really, really like the Oscuro. I think the aroma off the Oscuro is just freaking amazing. But I mean, this is like 100% my personal choice. I don't think this one is not as good as the Oscuro. I think they're both just amazing cigars for the price point, very reasonable price. You can get these for less than $10 a stick. It's just my personal preference. I like the Oscuro's darker flavors throughout the whole smoke, especially since you get those darker flavors with low nicotine. But again, this is great. I mean, we're talking like I could smoke both of them for the rest of my life and I'd be very happy. But yeah, so fantastic cigar. With that, I hope you enjoyed this cigar review. Check out our other videos, our podcast, our moments from the podcast, as well as our travel videos and how-to cigar videos. Enjoy your smokes, people.